already the World Cup springing into life today here in Beijing. A wonderful first game, Poland pulling away in the second half to beat Venezuela, but the atmosphere has been terrific. And now it's over to Cote d'Ivoire, who have the very difficult task, a challenging task of playing China on their home floor. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Josh Davis. And Josh, we thought before this tournament that this group was very level. Perhaps Poland distinguished themselves in that first game, maybe as the team to beat, but China with the home crowd will be tough to beat, certainly, and especially for Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we spoke to Cote d'Ivoire yesterday, and their captain, Eddie, mentioning that maybe they are getting overlooked a little bit, so they have a lot to prove, a bit of a chip on their shoulder, but can't be as big of a chip as China. The host nation, obviously a lot of pressure for them. And we'll see if they can use this crowd as an advantage or if the pressure kind of gets too much to them. It'll be a great game for sure. We've been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time.
It took Cote d'Ivoire, really, you would almost say, a miracle circumstances to get to the World Cup, but they did. They qualified on the last game day of the African qualifiers to make it, and they want to make the most of it. They landed in a group that means that they definitely have a chance to be competitive, and who knows, maybe as the visiting team tonight, they're going to get more of a charge out of this home crowd than China will.
Yeah, definitely. They've got some pretty experienced guys on the international stage, even if it's not necessarily in the World Cup. They have some reasons to be confident. They do have some advantages, but obviously China does have the height. They've got a lot of length, and we're seeing the players being introduced now, including this man right here, Zhao Qin, who is a very, very big man. But again, this is a China team who this exact 12 hasn't necessarily played together that much. And their warm-up games didn't go necessarily according to plan. They already had the automatic qualification bid, so it's not like they had that much to play for in the Asian qualifiers per se. And again, we might see their best shot tonight here, and that's what the basketball world is hoping for.
Well, here is what we saw earlier today. Poland winning 80-69 over Venezuela in the first game of Group A. And again, today is the first day of the first ever 32-team FIBA Basketball World Cup. So these were the FIBA World Rankings coming into this. You see China, they're the third lowest ranked or highest ranked team in this group before this, and Cote d'Ivoire down at the bottom. But you know what? You got to play the game. They've got Deon Thompson now. How does he affect matters? We're going to find out. We're going to have a pause in the commentary now as you see the Cote d'Ivoire fans that have made the journey. And we're going to listen to the national anthems for China and for Cote d'Ivoire.
Firstly, the national anthem of Cote d'Ivoire. 中华人民共和国国歌 And now for the national anthem of People's Republic of China.
Well, if you're in this arena with us, your hair would be standing up on the back of your necks right now. This is right before the first game of the host nation. Always exciting to hear those national anthems and to hear the voices of not only the players, but the fans boom out the words. And the referees for today's game, Yener Yilmaz from Turkey in the middle, the crew chief, along with Boris Kric from Slovenia, and Harja Zelatri from Indonesia on the right. And we will also get a look at the starting fives and also these wonderful new graphics that we're watching at this FIBA Basketball World Cup. The rest of the team here, and I love how the players look up. Guo, Island, Zhao Jiwei, Zhao Kechuan, Yi Jianlin, and Zhou Xi in the starting five. And you see Zhao Fang, Abdul Salam, who we'll talk about more as this goes along. And Yi Jianlin needs no introduction. Has been a part of this team for so long. He's still only 31 years old. There's no telling how many FIBA Basketball World Cups he's going to play in.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, Jianlin, a tremendous offensive player, very, very versatile, can, you know, post up, but also step outside three-point range, and very, very good footwork. Also, a lot of confidence. He's been here before, so they'll be relying on him. Meanwhile, Cote d'Ivoire, you got Souleymane Diabate, Charles Abou in the backcourt, Guy Eddy out of Gonzaga, Dion Thompson out of UNC, and then Mohamed Cote inside. So again, that starting five, they're not backing down from anyone. And you can expect them to kind of come out firing, bring out the energy, the athleticism. You get a little wink there.
And they've got some experience. You know, they played the 2010 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Solo Diabate, actually, that's not him. That is Fofana. But Diabate is the electric guard. And don't forget this guy. He's terrific as well. He's going to pour in the points. So here are the Cote d'Ivoire fans. Josh, I was just at the AfroBasket Women, the FIBA Women's AfroBasket in Senegal, and that's how it was all the time with the Senegalese fans. And it's great to see the Cote d'Ivoirians make this journey here to support their team. And Paolo Povia, an Italian, as the head coach of Cote d'Ivoire, or for you English speakers out there, Ivory Coast.
And obviously we spoke to, you know, Paolo yesterday, mentioned that he's learned the French language in a pretty short time to be able to communicate to his players more effectively. And he's got a game plan here for China to kind of make up for the difference in height kind of throughout the lineup. Meanwhile, you know, Coach Linan for China, he understands the expectations that kind of come with being the host nation. And obviously when you coach China, he mentioned he played for China. He's been here before as a player. He's happy to take on responsibility as a coach.
Yep, Linan, been there, done that, knows what this is all about. And China, you wonder, having, you know, missed out on the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2014 and knowing in the Asian qualifiers that they already had a spot, you know, how are they going to react? I mean, this is now the real deal for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm curious to see, obviously they have the inside play. We'll see if the backcourt can kind of step up. These are guys who played very well in some of the qualifiers. You know, the only guy who pretty much was counted on throughout the qualifiers was Abdul Salam. He played in 8 of the 12 qualifying games. But most of the other guys in the lineup, you know, 4, 5, 6 games here and there. So, you know, it's something to be seen. You mentioned Fang Shuo, the 6'3" guard. He'll be kind of looked at as the orchestrator. Also, Guao Eileen and Zhao Jiwei, number 24, who's a little bit more of a calm presence. And you have all these other guys looking to score.
Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, folks. We are in Beijing, China. It's 8 o'clock local time in China against Cote d'Ivoire is underway. China in the red and white, and attacking the basket to the right of your screen. And it's a full house tonight, folks. Lots of fans, and already getting behind their team. But some Cote d'Ivoirians have also made the journey. China going to have to rush one up here late in the shot clock, and long rebound goes their way. Deon Thompson came out to get a hand in the face of the shooter. And then driving in, and China, I think the tip from Zhai, so he gets the first 2 points of this FIBA Basketball World Cup for his Chinese team.
So good first possession there for China, getting a second chance opportunity. Meanwhile, Diabate will be running the show for La Côte d'Ivoire as Eddie,
the captain, gets it back over to Obuo, and Mo Kone with the rebound, the veteran, over to Deon Thompson. I understood that Kone wasn't going to play at this FIBA Basketball World Cup, but here he is. Solo Diabate gets in and immediately faces the height issue. And good defense by Guy Eddie. And he talked about how they have to absorb that early pressure. Having, you know, they faced Turkey in 2010. He was in that team. And, of course, in Ankara. That was a loud atmosphere behind Turkey as well.
Yeah, he mentioned, you know, that the team has 5 or 6 really experienced guys and then another crew of kind of younger players. And he wants the veterans to kind of set the tone to how to handle this pressure.
And it goes to Yi. And he decided not to challenge Thompson. He gets it back. He puts it up on the baseline and puts up an air ball. And a foul called on Guy Eddie. So the rebounding issue has already kind of surfaced here for Cote d'Ivoire. And another foul called now on Kone.
You see there, Yi a little strong in his first shot attempt.
Well, the inbound to Jochi, and he forces one up, but again, an offensive rebound. Taken by Zhai. Now Guo.
Oh,
Gets it back, puts it up and scores with the left hand.
That's just how they drew it up. Fumble it a little bit off the defender, get it back to the layup.
Kone from the right. Well, the veteran drills it. Spent many years playing in Spain.
Veteran is right, 38 years old, Mo Kone.
Guo has it again. Guo puts it on the deck, steps back, puts it up. Yi with the offensive rebound, goes up. It looked like he was going to try to dunk it, and he was fouled.
So you see China has the height advantage almost at every spot on the floor. And Yi able to get that inside position, boxing out the defender to get the offensive rebound, and he'll head to the line. One thing I'm curious to see is, can they use their height advantage on defense? Will they make things tough for Cote d'Ivoire every single possession? You know, that's been one of China's issues kind of in the past, is the defensive intensity. So we'll see how they respond here tonight.
Well, so far, China out-rebounding Cote d'Ivoire 6-1. And the game is only 2.5 minutes old. Yi Successful with his first attempt. And the second. He played in the 2006 and 2010 FIBA Basketball World Cups. Abuo. Solo Diabate. He's an entertainer, folks. He puts it up from deep and drills the three.
Big shot there for Diabate. Again, doesn't typically look for his shot.
Look who's here at the game, by the way.
Dirk Nowitzki.
The Dazzler, one of the all-time greats. I think you could say he's a legend. MVP in the 2002 FIBA Basketball World Cup.
Also the 2006 NBA MVP, of course.
And the Eurobasket 2005 MVP. I mean, he's been there, did it all for Germany. There's Abuo. Over to Solo Diabate. Now Deon Thompson on the break. And Jochi with the rebound. He's one of the official ambassadors of the FIBA Basketball World Cup, Nowitzki. Global ambassadors, as is Kobe Bryant. Here's Charles Abuo driving in. Well, they had a good look there.
Yeah, good moves, couldn't finish.
Whoa, gets into trouble, but is able to dump it off. And it's Ajay who scores with his second basket.
So you can see the nerves a little bit more on display in this game than that first game we had, where both Poland and Venezuela came out firing offensively.
Bounce pass over to Cote, and he made his first shot from there. Deon Thompson misses with the putback. Whoa. Puts it up. And Cote with the board.
You see the double high screen there to create that separation for Guo.
Solo Diabate hands it off to Cote. So Kone's calling the play. Deon Thompson going right at Yi now. Passes it back to Guietti. Pump fake. Drives in, little runner. And Cote, well, he was able to get the air ball, but then misses.
Yeah, he rushed that one, and again, the length, a factor so far here.
Now the ball thrown into the hands and of Cote, and then he's bowled over by Jai.
You see Guietti very active there defensively.
He lowered his left shoulder. And what took him down, Jai.
Well, it's almost football season.
Well, Frejus Gerbo comes into the game, number 8 for Cote d'Ivoire. So the first important substitution here for this team, and good pressure. Well, I thought Solo Diabate was going to lose that one.
Also, Yi Jianlian heads to the bench for an early breather.
Yep, and Wang Jilin's in. Gerbo.
Wow.
And goes right at Wang Jilin, who couldn't have done much more. And the Cote d'Ivoirian fans, reason to cheer right now.
That's a bully bucket right there. Lowers the left shoulder into the chest of the defender. And a bit of a running hook.
Zhao over to Zhou Chi. Back outside. Good D from Cote d'Ivoire. Deon Thompson comes to trap, and the foul is committed. Is it Solo Diabate?
Diabate looking to come from behind for the steal.
So Cote d'Ivoire with 4:14 remaining, any more fouls and they'll be over the limit. So this is already an issue. Coming in, Fang Shuo for China, number 5. Tough assignment guarding Guo. Gets it back to Jochi. Good!
And he's got that in his game, as you see there, Kelly Oubre rocking the Abdus Salam jersey. And again, basketball people know Abdul Salam has a lot of game. We haven't seen him yet, but again, big shot there from the 6'11" big man for China. It's his first field goal.
Zerbo out to Guietti. Into the corner to Solo Diabate. And Thompson couldn't field the pass.
Showtime.
And Jai goes to 6 points.
Defense and an offense. And China picking up steam here in this first quarter.
Ryan Jalen picks up the personal. And really it is not only the size, but these Chinese defenders very active. Bamba checks into the game, and Aboa checks out for Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire would like to take some of the steam out of the game if they could. Thompson rims out, gets it back. Guietti's going to try his luck from deep. And again, Thompson with the rebound.
They need to capitalize, though, on these second and third chance opportunities.
Oh, the double team, they feed it to Thompson. He puts up a short one, and it goes. See if that changes things for him, watching the ball go through the basket.
Yeah, he was out here yesterday getting a lot of shots up, both from beyond the arc and also a little mid-range. You see him putting it to use right there. Thompson, who was more of a bruiser rebounder during his time in Chapel Hill.
Yep.
I believe somebody else went there that we know very well.
Yours truly.
The one and only Jeff Taylor.
And the ball goes out of bounds off Wang Zhilin.
So here comes the aforementioned Abdul Salam.
Wearing number 23, I might add, which is always a good sign. That's a lot of responsibility if you put that number on your back. The number of Michael Jordan, the FIBA Hall of Famer. Here's Deion Thompson.
Ooh.
Oh, lowered his shoulder, and Zhou Qi, referee's saying we're not going to call that. Was he in the circle there? Is that why they didn't call that? I wonder. In the keyway. Well, here he is dribbling up high. Cote d'Ivoire trying to deny. And foul called, so free throws coming for China.
And you see their leadership from Captain Guietti, making sure his guys stay on the same page and under control. As things getting a little physical here in this opening game of Group A.
So the foul was on Zerbo. The first game between Poland and Venezuela was also physical. You know, seemed like they let him play, didn't they? Well, they did send Poland to the free throw line a lot. Well, first attempt from Wang at the free throw line is off target. He was one of their Olympians back in 2016. And makes the second. So Cote d'Ivoire doing a good job of hanging around, down by 3 points. Guietti forces his way through the defense. Now there's an opening. Hands it off, and traveling called on Eddie. Even if he didn't travel, it didn't look right. Look at this. Oh yeah, he did. He shuffled his feet right at the end.
A third step.
Good call by the Indonesian referee. Gelato.
So neither team really able to get going offensively here so far.
Zhao Rui in the game now. Here he is, number 1. And Schwab passes to Abdul Salam and gets it back. Now the shot clock winding down. Fang off the front of the iron. And now a foul called, I believe, on Wang. So that's 2 fouls on Wang Zealand.
So Pamba also into the game now, the backup point guard for the Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah, he was playing in France, I believe, with Nancy, along with Diabate. I know he had some good games in the African qualifiers. Now the drive, good handoff to Gerbo. Beautiful drive by Bamba. And we've got ourselves a 1-point game in the final minute of the opening quarter. He looks to make the bounce pass. It wasn't there. Good defense by Gerbo. Forcing the turnover. Here's Solo Diabate. Oh, behind the back to Thompson. And I'm not sure he was expecting that. Abdus. No, here's Wang Zealand. Ooh. Oh, and that's almost an unsportsmanlike. You got to be careful if you're Deion Thompson swinging those arms like that.
Yeah, he's fortunate he got a bit of the ball there. Take another look.
I think the foul was already called on Gerbo. I think it looked worse from the other angle.
Hard fall.
So what do you think about this start? I mean, you know,
yeah, obviously we're going to compare the two games because they happen back to back. Venezuela, starts 5 for 5 from 3, and that kind of busted that game open. And then on the other end, Poland, with their ability to get to the free throw line, was able to get some easy points. But points hard to come by here.
Yeah, just 14-13, almost at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. Côte d'Ivoire shooting just 38%. Actually, both teams shooting 38% for that matter.
Here's Diabate again. He's going to have to launch it. He does, and he hits the three-pointer to put Côte d'Ivoire in front. And now from half court, Fang Chua's attempt is short, and Côte d'Ivoire with 2 3-pointers from Solo Diabate. Well, they lead it 16-14 over the hosts at the end of 1.
So we check out the stats. Côte d'Ivoire unable to get to the free throw line, but Solo Diabate with those 2 3-pointers, able to give them a 2-point lead. And it seems like both teams are still finding their rhythm offensively, getting these early kinks out of their system. That could have been offensive interference on that first tap in, but Count and Cote got things going for la Côte d'Ivoire with a mid-range baseline jump shot. And again, both teams below 40, around the 40% mark shooting thus far. The rebounding numbers, China started off 6-1 early advantage, but Côte d'Ivoire able to narrow down that gap a little bit, 10-9 in favor of China at the moment.
Well, of course, you can follow all the action. You load in your smartphone the FIBA Basketball World Cup app right on cue, and got all the latest scores. You can read the latest news, standings, whatever. I mean, it's there. Or you can also go to FIBA.basketball and then go to the World Cup website, FIBA.basketball/Basketball World Cup /2019. And obviously a lot of really good information there. So
meanwhile, in other action, halftime score, Philippines, Italy, 62-24.
Philippines in trouble, I'd say. Losing that one. Puerto Rico winning by 2 over Iran. That was a great comeback by them. And Nigeria falling to Russia in a really close one, 82-77. Of course, Serbia really walloped Angola earlier today. Second quarter action underway. Pamba. And Fofana, who's just come into the game, goes baseline. He was one of their big players in the European or the African qualifiers.
Oh, tough pass. Heads out of bounds.
China looking to pull level or to take the lead. Wang Zealand. Been a little shaky here in the first half for China. Peng Chua puts it up and off 1 foot. That's not going to get it done. Solo Diabate up ahead it goes.
Oh, nice
Fofana
give and go.
Gives it back. Oh, what a finish. What a finish from Solo Diabate.
Yeah, I tell you what, this man has come to play here tonight. And it's time to respect this Cote d'Ivoire defense a little bit. They're making things very challenging for China. Every single possession.
Whoa. Ball knocked out of his hands by Zerbo with 11 seconds on the game, on the shot clock.
And Zerbo has given them some nice contributions off the bench in his 5 minutes of play.
He really has.
A couple of defensive plays.
Both ends of the floor, yeah.
He's got his 4 points, 2 field goals there. Again, if you're the coach, one of the coaches for the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, you just want to see energy from your guys, and they're able to bring that right now. And once again,
Whoa, did not get the shot off in time, and this China team, you know, again, a lot of it is they're out of sync. When we saw a lot of this actually in the Asian qualifiers, but one of the issues, again, that they had, if you want to call it an issue, was they played with a lot of different players, tried a lot of different combinations. And you just get the feeling this Cote d'Ivoire team is thriving in this atmosphere right now. They're loving the occasion.
Well, every stop gives you more confidence. And then you're able to apply that on the offensive end as well, although Pamba unable to connect there.
Whoa, going up against the Buo. Finds his way into the paint, then he hands it off to Wang Zealand, who ends up having to put up a tough shot, but he makes it with the left hand.
Yeah, good footwork there from the big man, able to elude the double team.
Pamba. Puts it up from about a few meters out, and the ball goes out of bounds off of China. So battling each other for the rebound. And that's when you know things aren't going your way. Look at this. Nothing but red shirts.
Yeah, you don't want to battle your own teammate just to get the +1 in the rebounding column.
Move 14. Abuo has it knocked out of his hands, but it goes to Cote. Fofana for 3. And now the rebound, the long rebound goes to Pamba. It was good effort by Pamba to keep it alive.
Oh, nice move.
Pamba goes off 1 foot and
he
misses badly.
Got caught in no man's land there, was ready to pass, and the lane was taken away. Had to shoot it.
Whoa, and no, coming over the back on Zhou Qi is the call. So here again is Guo with the drive. Ooh. Got a lot of Abuo's face there with his right arm.
Yeah, Guo's being probably the most aggressive player so far for China, with just 1 of 5. Does have 3 assists though. And wow, look at that defense here in the backcourt. Zhao Jiwei.
Well, if it's going to start and Abuo picks up the foul, This is where Cote d'Ivoire can't relax.
Yeah, good unselfish pass there from Yi to find Zhao Qi inside. Again, Zhao Qi only played a couple games in the qualifiers for China, but he did average 26 points per game in those 2 games. And also has a really nice touch, gives them rebounding, shot blocking presence inside defensively.
And misses badly on that one.
Lane violation. So one thing I'm always interested to see in these tournaments is who's going to be the guy you can count on when things are tough, right? And for China, you would think it's Yi, Jianlian, you might be Zhao Qi, or it might be one of these guards. Meanwhile, for Cote d'Ivoire, it was Diabate. But when he's not on the floor, who's it going to be?
Good point. That time, the miss.
And great defense here by Bamba, just pounding Guo.
And it looked like he got him right there at the end. The foul was called.
Yeah, got a little bit greedy. He was doing a great job moving his feet, and then felt like he needed to kind of reward himself with the steal. You see him catch right on the wrist. Yep. Disappointing, that foul, but made the next play.
1 point lead for Cote d'Ivoire. 3.5 minutes here into the second quarter. Yi with the shot clock winding down, turns. Oh, and the travel has been called. Cote comes back out, and Dan Thompson comes back in. Really, Thompson, you would expect him to really, once he settles into this team, to be an impact player. So he hasn't even really taken off yet in this game. But you might want to look out. And a foul on the perimeter by Guo. The way the score is, it's really taking the crowd out of it for now. Guo drives in. Oh, and it was knocked off the rim by Yi. I think that was going to go down, but you're allowed to do that in international basketball.
Yeah, smart play there from the big man. Backdoor cut, and once again taken away by Bamba.
Zhao and
chance to run.
Now Pamba over to Bamba for 3. Good.
And the Bamba connection leads to the timeout. A trailer 3 by Bamba. Good looking shot from him.
So not the start that host China envisioned. They are down 21-17 to Cote d'Ivoire. And it's back to the drawing board for them. And a nervous crowd watches, hopeful they can turn things around.
球在外线，他防的比较凶，你们又不突破，老是往外退，篮下有机会，你们要往里边给，好吧？机应大点，机应他抢一步会换人。进攻要凶一点，打个拽4，你打2号位，你打1号位，啊，打个拽个4，你要向里突完要内传内，哇，你不要光往外甩，你们没有人突破，哇。走。Hey, we're good. Let's go.
Well, the latest three-pointer, and you know, he's a full meter, even over a meter behind the arc, hitting that shot. So, like that reaction.
Yeah, you know
the bow and arrow action.
You know, the teams from the Afro basket region of the world tend to like to celebrate every now and then. And you see
Bamba, 28 years of age.
Now the pressure, near steal by Abuo.
Whoa, Abuo looked like he had it. And have to wonder about China coming out of a timeout that they've called. And I don't think they were ready for the pressure. It's a little bit of a surprise element. Here they are ready. Guo back to Zhou Qi. And that's a nice soft release, but he didn't get it to fall that time. Pamba over to Fofana. Oh, what a strong move by Fofana.
Not just a strong move, but also a smart play, using the rim by getting to the other side so that the big man couldn't go for the block. Phenomenal finish.
It's their biggest lead of the game. Cote d'Ivoire up 6. And the dump down low to Zhai. And that is a strong move by him.
He's been their most consistent player thus far. Give him 8 points on 4-4 shooting. Also has 6 rebounds already. Zhai Chuan.
Pamba, nice little jab to his right, then goes to his left. And Yi kind of flies in for the rebound.
Yi looks a little bit tired there trailing the play.
Zhou Qi guarded by Buo and fouled. So that's the 3rd team foul now in the quarter on Cote d'Ivoire.
You see the Chinese players hands on the knees here in the second quarter.
And what do you think about this timeout? 23-19 called by Cote d'Ivoire. Is that a we're tired timeout, I need to get our guys a breather, or is it a strategic realignment?
Probably a little bit of both, to be honest. You know, you want to set up your defense.
Let's try to listen in, Josh.
Ok, Manon, on va jouer 2 prochaines attaques. On défend là et après on joue 2. Ok, tout simple. On va mettre la balle à Dion, à l'intérieur. Ok, et tout de suite après ça, bon, screen et mouvement. Là, on était statique et on n'arrive à rien faire. Ok, on était à Manon. On se calme, on joue notre vitesse et voilà, on est concentré encore 4 minutes.
Well, you can watch this all night, Josh. A section of Cote d'Ivoire fans. And probably it's better viewing right now for the Chinese fans than it is watching their team. They're just not turning on all cylinders yet.
Yep, and you mentioned that timeout. So Coach Paulo Povia calling the next play, looking to go to Dion Thompson. So we'll see if they're able to execute. And he also asks his players to not be so static offensively, because it's very difficult to get things going if you're just kind of standing around. So
Guo gets in. Oh, it's a layup. Nice explosive drive by Guo.
he really is a quick basketball player. It's the 3rd or 4th time he's been able to get into the lane with his ball handling. Out of the Liaoning Flying Leopards.
3-point attempt, and he is fouled attempting by number 6 of China, Guo. So 3 free throws coming for Buo. It was weird yesterday watching the afternoon practice by Cote d'Ivoire, because they only had their bigs out here along with Buo, and they were doing a lot of individual work. So they gave a lot of the guys the morning off.
You see there, Guo, who really does have that blinding speed and very crafty, also around the hoop, good finisher. Typically looks for his big guys on the pick and roll, but today he's looking for his own shot.
Well, I think he feels the need to get the ball in the basket right now. And he's able to get into the lane. He's pretty tough. Yao Ming actually sitting behind us with a very nervous look on his face. He's the president of the Chinese Basketball Association. Of course, the legend from China.
Oh, wow.
A spin move by Guo, and that's why he's taken over.
And again, we talked about his ability to create shots for himself on display yet again. Now China goes to a zone defense, a little bit of a different look. A 1-2-2.
John Thompson. The bounce pass intercepted by Guo. Again, races up the floor, dumps it off, and China now trail by just 1.
So once again, ability to turn the defense into a quick offense. And the zone paying off here. These last couple possessions, just taking Cote d'Ivoire out of any kind of rhythm they're trying to establish.
Abua for 3. Good rebound, Wang. Now China, the crowd getting back into it. Zhou, Ji-Wei over to Guo.
Here it is again. You see he refuses the screen and uses it.
He puts it up from deep this time. And good play. The pass up ahead to Deon Thompson. And then China not able to control it. Guo, oh no, it didn't touch off him. I thought it went off of Guo going out. Watch this.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's tough for Cote d'Ivoire.
But it was good hustle by China to get back. So, and this was Guo really pushing up the floor quickly.
And we mentioned he's got his
The Jet.
6 points, but also 4 assists for the young guard. Still 25 years of age.
Zerbo guarding Wang. Jilin gets inside, puts it up, and Zerbo wins that battle. Solo Diabate back in to finish the first half. Pass to Thompson. Abua for 3. Good! Boy, how big has he been today?
Well, he was their leading scorer in the African qualifiers at 11 points per game alongside Fafana.
The three-point shot has been huge for Cote d'Ivoire, and now Guo almost comes up with a steal, but Guo, a great job getting it back, and then he pulls up, and it's just turned into the Guo show.
Definitely. Confidence picking up possession after possession. And again, this is a young Chinese team. Only average age is 25. You know, Yi, the only player older than 30 on the squad, so.
31 years of age. Solo Diabate. Thompson gets it back, and a new 14. Abua for 3.
Seemed to be a little bit of contact.
And the foul called on Zerbo coming from behind. So Zerbo, 3 fouls on him. That is a big development because he's played well. He will go out of the game. And China, meanwhile, called timeout.
Again, we mentioned early on, especially in the press conferences, how Group A was going to be a very even group. No clear-cut favorite. All, you have 3 teams in the ranked in the 20s in terms of the FIBA World ranking. Cote d'Ivoire, in the 60s, so obviously a little bit behind, but anybody can win this group in Cote d'Ivoire. Again, proving that we weren't crazy for making that statement. It's a wide open. This is just great. I knew that all the games would kind of start off pretty close, and they always say basketball is about makes and misses, but sometimes it's much more than that. It's much more complicated than that. It's the defense that you bring, the energy that you bring, the intensity, and Cote d'Ivoire just kind of has that advantage right now, it seems. And if it wasn't for Guo, China would be in some serious trouble right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's encouraging for China to see that they have a guy that's willing to take on responsibility, and that's what Guo's done pretty much every time down the floor for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Able to get to the cup. And the one thing Cote d'Ivoire lacks is kind of that rim protector. They don't really have a traditional shot blocker. Obviously, Deon Thompson plays big, but he's more of a power forward, just 6'8", really. He's a great rebounder, Deon Thompson, but not necessarily the best shot blocker.
Let's see how much more Guo has in the tank here for this first half. He goes behind his back. Hands it off to Zhou Qi. Solo Diabate trying to get the steal. Zhou Qi gets inside. Oh, percentage all the way there.
Smart play there by China out of the timeout. Get the ball to the big man. And once again, Cote.
Cote arguing he felt like that ball went off of Eddie. Eddie had a wry smile at Cote, which suggests that maybe it did.
Once again, the 1-2-2 zone.
And Cote with the kick puts it back to a 14 on the shot clock.
Yeah, well, 17 minutes so far here this first half. And yet the energy doesn't look to be subsiding in any kind of way.
Solo Diabate. And puts up a high arcing jumper. Great hustle by Eddie to get it back, but not in time for Eddie to launch the three. Or excuse me, for Eboa to launch the three.
You see the great contest on that last shot. Diabate couldn't quite get it over the length.
Well, China will hold it for one surely here. They'll try to.
Well, they've got the right
Give it to
player.
Cote.
Yeah. Give it to Cote and
let him go.
High pick and roll. So again, 29 points in this first half for both teams. You'd say it's a low-scoring affair.
I wouldn't say it's been a beautifully played first half, but it's a close game. And it's 29 apiece, and Cote, the man of the moment for China, has the rock in his hands.
Eddie taking on the responsibility, trying to stay in front.
Cote forced his way in, gets it back out to Zochi. Cote did not get it off in time, but a terrific second quarter for him. Instrumental in China's little comeback there. It's Cote d'Ivoire 29, China 29 at halftime.
Once again, here are the stats for that first half play. And you can see the free throws, the two-pointers in favor of China, really getting the ball inside. Meanwhile, the three-pointers keeping Cote d'Ivoire somewhat in the game. They also have the rebounding advantage despite the height that China possesses. And the stats across the board fairly even. So Coach Pavlopovia has to be pretty happy with his team's performance there. They led in scoring by Diabate's 8 first quarter points. Meanwhile, it's Zhai with 10 for China. Again, he was 5 for 5 from the field and also had 6 rebounds to go with that. So we'll see if both teams can kind of figure out something to get the offense clicking in that second half.
Well, it's the second game of the day in Group A. Poland winning over Venezuela in Game 1. And now it's all about China and Cote d'Ivoire. It's 29 apiece at halftime. We'll be right back.
for the delivery the trophy。接下来现场的观众朋友们，我们也再次来点掌声，送给我们今天到场的传奇球星德克诺维斯基。
Basketball is a youth sport here, so the atmosphere is great. We have amazing fans, so I can't wait to see what the next 2 weeks bring. But of course, good luck to all the teams.
刚才我们也问到诺维斯基啊，作为我们2019年国际团联世界杯的形象大使，是一个什么样的感受呢？诺维斯基说，非常高兴我来到我们2019年的FIBA篮球世界杯，也非常高兴来到我们的北京赛区。那么今天我们看到了如此精彩的比赛，如此豪热的粉丝。 也是接下来所有参加比赛的球队，祝大家好运。好，so I think here we got one for you. I think this was the who you think will be the champion, and let that try in the end for who you think.
I don't know. I mean, tough question. I think Team US is probably still the favorite, but there's still a lot of great teams out there that can obviously be a contender for you. So we'll see what happens here in 2 weeks.
好，那么刚才呢，我们这边问题也问到诺维斯基啊，在他眼里觉得我们本届世界杯哪支球队能够最终夺冠呢？那么其实诺维斯基也跟我们说呀，希望所有优秀的球队获得，但是现在也不好说谁能拿到这个冠军。我们2个星期15天后就可以见分晓了。好，观众们，向我们现场观众朋友们也再次来点掌声，感谢我们的德克诺维斯基，让我们听到我们的我们再次感谢俄罗斯的航空公司，那也代表我们再次 Aeroflow， 总再次感谢。好，接下来我们再次有请诺维斯基回到我们的 VIP 区，来有请 OK， 好，我们也再次来个掌声，感谢德克诺维斯基。
Now Teodosic, bounce pass into Raduljica, and he's blocked by DeMarcus Cousins.
A great defensive play there by Cousins. I mean, he just got up.
Teodosic hits to Bielitsa, goes up for the dog! Nemanja Bielitsa serving. Shakes and bakes out top, then drives in and puts it up. Pass and the dunk by Kalinic. USA chase it. They were worried about the backcourt violation, and it goes to Catherine.
And this is USA basketball. You get a steal, you run, and you finish it off with a dunk. Let's look at it one more time right here. Klay Thompson, Derrick Rose, touch pass to Kenneth Farid, and a monster dance right there.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
Was Zhai Zhaozuan leading the way for China with 10 points, 5 of 5 from the floor and 6 rebounds. And he's had a good start, but really also it was Guo Island who kind of took matters into his own hands in that second quarter. And Guo at halftime has himself 8 points, 5 assists.
Yeah, especially considering he started the game just 1 of 5 from the field and was able to convert on those field goals there towards the end of that second quarter.
Solo Dibiase, meanwhile, we talked about him before the game, and okay, maybe he doesn't play quite as many minutes, but he's very impactful when he's on the floor. He's got 2 threes, scored on a dazzling drive to the basket.
You can tell, you know, a lot of these guys play off emotion, so, you know, as much positive momentum as they can get, whether it's shots falling or defensive stops or just some hustle plays, you feel like they're going to get closer and closer to that. I don't know if you can call it an upset victory necessarily, but, you know, definitely a result that would shock these fans here in this arena tonight. Because if you think about it, if you're China, you probably circled this game as the most likely victory, right? Like, you know, there's no guaranteed wins ever, but
no, but you know, let's look at it, put it in perspective. As we see the Cote d'Ivoire fans getting some love from the home camera. Every victory is priceless because victories, first of all, you need to finish in the top 2 of Group A to advance to the second round. And then in the second round, they'll cross over with Group B, the top 2 teams from Group B. And that is, that group consists of Russia, Argentina, Nigeria, and Korea. So you carry over those results, and then they'll play the other 2 teams from top B, from Group B that comes out of Group B rather. And the top 2 teams then from that group, the second round group, will advance. So they can ill afford China to lose tonight if the hosts want to stay in this competition.
And it, you know, it does at times sound confusing, right? Because you can technically advance to the second round, lose a game there, and still be eligible to advance to the, you know, to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and whatnot. So, you know, I personally like the system because it doesn't put as much weight on the knockout game, you know, kind of earlier on in the tournament. Obviously, once we get to the quarters and semis, you know, you lose, you're out. That's the way that it should be at that point. But when you have 32 teams, you know, you don't want to feel like you're done just after a couple of games.
Ils vont avoir des problèmes. Donc continue. On a 7 joueurs, on a 7 fautes à défoncer, ok? Et il faut tenir l'énergie, ok? L'agressivité très très haute, ok?
Josh, I don't know if you were able to wean anything out of that, but there's Coach Li Nan as well talking to his troops. Of course, Li Nan played in 2002 for China. That was the year that Dirk got MVP. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup Naismith Trophy that made an appearance at midcourt at halftime. Dirk Nowitzki went out and showed it, and it's still here in the arena. So everybody, I guess you could say that the trophy tour is ongoing because it has traveled around the world in the build-up to this tournament. Well, they go right now to Yi to start things off, and smart move. Zhai picks up the foul. Now Cote, goes out of bounds. The biggest lead for Cote d'Ivoire in this game has been 6 points, and that has also been the biggest lead for China. 3.3 seconds on the shot clock, and Cote had a good look, got the front of the rim. Now here comes China. Here's Guo driving down the lane, and a rare miss for him, attacking the basket. Now Diabate spotted Abuo over in the corner. I think that pass was intended for him, but Thompson went up and got it. Diabate over to Thompson on the baseline. Good box out. I think it was Zhai. Zhao was also in there, or Zhou rather. Here's Yi going to work on Thompson, and was able to get to the free throw line. There's probably a little bit of contact, but he also sold it well. Watch this. Imagine what it must be like being Yi. You know, you follow in the footsteps of Yao, and everybody's like, you're big, you're talented, we're only going to get better. He's drafted high in the NBA by Milwaukee, lottery pick number, I think it was 6. All he does is come out and represent his country, really, at every opportunity he can. And he's had some huge games for China over the years, especially in the Asian Championships. There's Diabate going baseline. China leading it by 4. Thompson, Abuo. Well, he went up for the 3, and I don't know if he lost it, but he definitely turned it over. Zhou Qi, oh, good pump fake, and he missed the shot. We're seeing some good things out of Zhou Qi, though. Oh, solo Diabate, beautiful drive, just did not finish. Oh, Oh, boy. That is dazzling. Well, it could have been. Cote, he measures actually, 2.12 meters. He looks taller than that to me. That's because he's so thin. Oh, good, strong play by Thompson, and got it to Cote. Boy, you had to hold on to that ball strong there, because there were Chinese arms reaching in to knock it away. Guo has it, gets in the paint, goes up, and a trip has been called on Cote. Sticking his leg out. Here's another look. What do you make of Guo's game? Does it translate all over the world? Well, it's the perfect stage for him to show whoever what he can do. And he only makes 1 of 2 there. Bounce pass from Guy Eddy. Great hustle back, I think, by Zhai to knock it away. You know, talking about Guo, he's 25 years of age. So here's Yi. It's never too late. And Yi's had his try across the pond. Obviously, he's a huge star here in China, as is Guo. Guy Eddy. Now Cote from the baseline. And great play by Solo Diabate to get it back. Now into Thompson, and passes it back outside. Eddy, good. Well, the patience paid off. It's back to 2 points. Cote drives in. Oh, that was the hands of Eddy on the ball. They didn't bring it down, and it leads to a layup for China. Quick pass to Solo Diabate, and then he takes it back out. Well, Eddy again for 3. Good! That's twice in a row where they've been extremely patient, and they've been rewarded with Guy Eddy 3s. Back to a 1-point game now, and now the ball turned over, but a foul called on Cote d'Ivoire. Charles Abua. So Charles Abua is going to go out of the game, and he's going to be replaced by Pamba. I wonder if we're going to see any more Pamba to Bamba like we saw in the first half. That's right. What if Mamba, Kobe, played for them? That would be, wow. Zhai into Yi. Yi loses it out of bounds. Yeah, good defense by the Tar Heel. Look at this. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and we have seen that. Maybe they didn't call it because of the size. If it was a little guy, they might have called it. Here we go. Solo Diabate gets it inside, puts it up. Cote gets it back. Solo Diabate, his pass off the leg of a Chinese player. Now, whoa, oh, what a finish with the left hand. Cote. I don't know about you, but I find that Cote d'Ivoire are much better when they take their time and they set it up and they make about 5 or 6 passes. Kind of make that defense work a little bit. There's Dirk Nowitzki, by the way, and his longtime coach. I think it's Holger. Is it Holger Geschwinder? That's right. Wow. Eddie goes up. It didn't hit the rim. Yeah, I thought there might be a foul. Wang Zhelan gets in, lays it up. Wow. Yep, early in the shot clock, and the ball goes out of bounds. And right now, we saw earlier in the game, Cote d'Ivoire teetering a bit. Yao Ming there, the legend of Chinese basketball, the NBA legend, shown on the big screen as well. Probably feeling a little bit better about things. Joe, meanwhile, Jiwei goes out. Here's some instructions. Bamba back in, he's guarding the ball. Here he is again, Guo. Boy, he is just unstoppable, isn't he? Going to the basket. Thompson. China really showing signs of pulling away. The SWAT machine from Zhou Qi. Not in my house, he says. Just 23 years of age. Wang Zhelan, 25. This is a front court partner now. Eddie, very tough shot. Oh. Gets it in. He says, "You're not blocking this." The two-handed flush. Fang. His pass batted out of bounds. It was intended for Zhao Rui, or Zhao Rui. Zhao Rui. And Zhao Rui is going to inbound the ball. And it goes to Wang Zhelan. And he powers his way up. Well, I tell you what, pretty much everything China's getting is right at the basket right now. And Thompson thought about passing it, and now Gerbo called for the foul down low. Haven't seen Bali Koulibaly yet. That's 4 fouls on Gerbo. Frejus Zerbo will come out of the game Didn't really see it there. This was Thompson on the dunk. Well, beautiful drive. What a finish that was, and the foul has been called. What a play by Zhao Rui. Look at this. Goodness me. I mean, how many layups have they had in this third quarter? I'm counting 7. Right in the keyway. Yeah, right at the rim. Interesting. Well, the game's starting to get away right now from Cote d'Ivoire. So Coach Povey is going to call timeout and try to settle down his team with 1:45 remaining in the third quarter, and they're trailing 49-39.
On attaque, on commence avec 2.
So once again, the highlight so far for China. Zhao Rui getting the and-one, pushing this lead out to 10 for China. It's a 20-10 advantage in the third quarter. And everything, like Jeff said, in the paint. They've had 6 or 7 field goals right at the rim, have yet to attempt a shot from outside the key in this third quarter. Everything's downhill, attacking the basket. And you can tell they made the adjustments at the halftime, in the halftime locker room.
So Zhou Jiwei drives in, puts it up, and again, he had a good look there going to the basket and shot with the right hand and missed. Pamba gets into the paint from the left, now bounce pass, beautiful play, but Fofana didn't finish.
Fofana has looked a little bit out of sorts here tonight.
Yeah, he's got to make that. That's a layup. Yee back in, and Pamba with the rebound. Is that the first jump shot of the quarter?
Went away from the game plan.
Or the second jump shot, maybe. Pamba behind his back to Fofana.
Long drive.
Oh, and they've called an unsportsmanlike on Zhou Qi, who was not going to allow him to finish. Look at this. He grabs him on the wrist without playing the ball. Well, I don't know. Fofana was going to appeal for it. The ref had a great look. Yeah, I mean, he was pulling him back with his right hand. on his left forearm. I think that was an easy one. If the referee sees that you're not going for the ball with one of your hands and you're raking down on an arm, that he is automatically going to call that. So Fofana, who missed the layup, has a chance to make amends here with a couple of free throws and also possession.
Yeah, this could be a big last minute of play in the third quarter for Côte d'Ivoire.
So sure enough, he makes both. And the Côte d'Ivoire fans clearly have not given up hope. Les éléphants. Would you say they're the fans of the elephants? That's their mascot or their nickname, the Elephants, the Côte d'Ivoire team. Fofana again whips it out to the perimeter. Guietti. Did not get it off in time.
Guietti, who's had a nice little third quarter here with 2 3-pointers. And it looked like he had broken the game open a little bit. We've seen a lot of balanced scoring for Côte d'Ivoire. So far, the leading scorer, Diabate, with those 8 first quarter points. And a lot of guys sitting around 6 4-point mark. Meanwhile, for China, it's been Guo with 13 and Zhai with 10. Then Zhu Qi and Yi Jianlian right there with 8 apiece.
Final seconds ticking off the clock in the third quarter. Zhu Qi gets it. Oh, boy. I mean, it's going to be a layup. He's got the ball basically right at the free throw line. Pamba asking the ref to put another second on the clock because they were delayed getting the ball. And they don't want to throw the ball away here. And Pamba's going to launch it. He gets it off, and oh, he almost made it. Wow. They hit the backboard, the front of the rim, but stayed out. So with 10 minutes remaining, Côte d'Ivoire now staring at a 10-point deficit. They're still in it at the end of 3 quarters against China. Well, you look at this I guess tells the story. Look at the shooting now for China. They're 20 of 35, 57%. And really that is the story of the game for them, because at halftime, China inside the arc was 11 of 21. So they added 9 field goals, and the majority of those coming inside the paint and right at the rim, in fact.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, as if Coach Linan in the halftime locker room reminded his players, we have a significant height advantage. We have an advantage of the length. Let's go inside. And obviously they also have the versatility. These aren't guys who are just tall and, you know, stick around the basket, post moves. They can face up, put the ball on the floor, run the floor on the fast break. And we've seen it time and time again, whether it's Guo or Yi, and of course, Zhu Qi, showing off his versatility, the 23-year-old. Meanwhile, Côte d'Ivoire looking out of sorts offensively on a number of occasions. Although Deion Thompson did get that strong flush.
Well, China have not slammed the door shut. They were on the verge of slamming it shut. Côte d'Ivoire have been able to stay within striking distance here. And just as a reminder, these two teams will not be in action tomorrow. Nobody from Group A will be. They will return to Group A action on Sunday. So that's in 2 days. China will take on Poland, and Côte d'Ivoire will go up against Venezuela as Yao Ming looks on from his excellent seat. Though I have to say it's not quite as good as ours. I'm not sure who he pleased to get this one. Nice pass. Thompson now Fofana, and it needs to be execution to perfection now for Côte d'Ivoire. Thompson,
the double team.
Fofana had the wide open 3, passed it up, and passed it out, and then goes up for the rebound. Is fouled by Wang Jilin. So good job by Bamba. What do you think about Fofana passing up the three?
Well, it's the second time he's been wide open in that exact spot, you know, and again, that's why I say he looked a little bit out of sorts, not very aggressive. And this is a guy who, you know, played 9 qualifier games for Cote d'Ivoire, averaged 11 points per game, was their leading scorer alongside Abuo in those games. So not sure why he's hesitant. Meanwhile, Thompson, very aggressive there on the block.
Now Fofana, Thompson is going to end up taking a three.
And a hook inside there. Bodies go flying.
And a whistle. Is that on Wang Jilin again, or is that going to be on number 5?
No, they're going to call it on Zhao Rui.
That was on Wang Jilin, isn't it? So Wang Jilin's going to go out with 4 fouls.
So China finally shooting 50% from the field overall now after struggling quite mightily in that first half. Meanwhile, Cote d'Ivoire still shooting, well, struggling, I should say, from the field, just 31%.
Bamba, meanwhile, gets in amongst the trees, ends up trying to put it up. The ball swatted away. And the shot clock violation. So much better execution on offense for China in this second half. Not so, you know, for Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, China's defense has impressed here in the second half. They forced 14 turnovers while eliminating the shooting as well, and then a foul on the perimeter.
On Bamba. Well, it's the first time the FIBA Basketball World Cup has ever been staged in China. They want it to be a memorable one for the right reasons. And right now, things are looking better for China. They trailed for a while in this game by 6 points. But Yi now also playing better and taking it back up to a 12-point lead.
You saw Cote d'Ivoire go to a zone defensively. And Yi kind of just posted up at the free throw line. Ooh.
And that'll be a charge on Bamba.
Yeah.
Zhou Jiwei draws the charge.
He's a smart defender.
Yeah. Get out of my way, he says.
Best way to put it. Would you say the future's bright for this China team, considering that they have so many guys under 25? Or is it one of those, you know, you got to act now quickly with guys, you know, your star player, Yi Jianlan?
Oh, no, I think the future's bright. I mean, what national team program especially would not like to have Zhou Qi amongst its ranks and the possibilities and so many other players? But they got to make the most of that talent. That's been the issue. And here's Cote. Drives in. Look at that. The long arms of Zhou Qi getting in the way of Cote. Good pass to Yi. And Yi earns the foul. And really, it is the commitment to getting the ball inside that has really changed this game for China. And I just wonder if this strategy would be successful or will be successful when they go up against Poland on Sunday and then on Monday against Venezuela.
Well, I'm not sure those are the exact days, but yes, in the next couple of days against those teams. I mean, Poland has some bigger bodies, for sure.
Yeah, sorry, there's also a 2-day break after the next one. So it'll be Poland on Sunday and then Tuesday. Right. Today's Friday, isn't it? What day are we on? Saturday, so it'll be Monday. We're kind of out of sync here. We're still back in European time. You're really out of sync.
You don't need to go there. But no, I'm impressed by Yi's, again, his ability to, first of all, get to the free throw line. And again, this footwork, even against Diabate, who's a quick, small guy, able to get around him, then just go over him as China sits back in this zone defensive look.
Oh, that's a good, strong move. No foul called. Cote goes up and is fouled by Yi. And Fofana wants to know why the foul wasn't called when he went to the basket.
And nearly 2 missed dunks on 1 possession. Don't see that every day. But Yi contesting both times.
Well, what a story. Cote, 38 years of age.
He's still in phenomenal shape, no question about that.
Well, still time for Cote d'Ivoire, but China making things very difficult. Up 12. Now blow. Again, another chance. And he just has earned a living on his drives tonight. Deion Thompson thought about launching it. He's going to go in. And unsportsmanlike has indeed been called on Yi for not playing the ball. Watch this.
Well, great crossover there by Thompson. Froze Yi and came down hard. And Deion Thompson knows the rules.
But you're down 14. You got to make your free throws, and then you got to score on your possession.
So they're going to go to the free throw, the replay.
They're just going to review it just to make sure they have the option to do that, to make sure it wasn't unsportsmanlike. I would think that they would keep it.
Make it in the normal speed. Normal speed. Yeah.
And you can see our instant review system.
Show again. Okay. 7. Normal speed. Yes, normal speed. Yeah. He is holding by 2 hands. Slowly, slow motion again, please. Yeah, slowly. Yeah, directly. It is criteria 2. We go for unsportsmanlike foul. Go. The shooter is number. Yes, we go. 21 is shooting. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, we had all the angles there, didn't we?
Number 11, unsportsmanlike.
And they're
2 inside.
going to say it was an unsportsmanlike foul.
And we are bringing, we're just trying to bring the fans into what goes on in every part of the action. And you can see there why the referees decided to call that the intentional unsportsmanlike foul. Came down hard, didn't really make too much contact on the ball. And Thompson doesn't convert the first.
But he does make the second. And they will maintain possession.
And similar to that Poland-Venezuela game where, again, you have to play to the final buzzer because you never know about the point differential.
And now a reach called on Fang, number 5. So already over the limit are China. That could be interesting if they can be aggressive and go to the basket. Obviously, they've got to make their free throws. And tonight, Cote d'Ivoire have done a pretty respectable job at the line, 8 of 10.
This game's far from over. A lot of time left on the clock.
Absolutely.
Need to get some stops here.
This is what they haven't stopped Guo. If he finds an alley to go down, he's going to step back for three this time. Not as effective. You'd rather him be there. And now the quick outlet up to Fofana.
Oh, sloppy pass.
It was, and now Guo, this is where he's not going to be stopped. Oh, he did. He missed a shot incredibly. I'm building him up. Come on, Guo.
Yeah, faded away from the basket to avoid the contact.
Cote. Tough shot. Goodness me.
Says, I got 15 years of experience on you, young man.
Wow.
And Cote really playing well here in the second half. He's got 9 points in the game.
Yeah.
To go with 8 rebounds.
He's like, we might go down, but we're going to go down swinging. And that calls Linan to call timeout.
Oh, it's back to 9. So single-digit game once again. But if you would have asked me yesterday if Mohamed Cote is going to be your leading scorer, would Cote d'Ivoire still be in the game? I don't know if I could have answered that honestly. That's why you need veteran presence like that. Guys who don't, fall within the moment.
进攻打个15锤子，15锤子。这个大个防谁在弱侧做 player， 谁当4号位使，15锤子，好不好？防守、篮板、反击有人数，多大手没有了，冲进去，好不好？坚持。
Well, we saw Yi there. He's now got now Guo as well. He's got 15 points, 7 assists. Probably the player of the game at this stage for China. Say without reservation. Just like Sokolovsky was in the first game for Poland. Go gets it back to Yi. And Guo sneaks in for the rebound.
This could come back to really haunt Cote d'Ivoire. That missed rebound chance there because they had to stop. They had a chance to get it down to 7 or 6. And now
they wait just in time. And they also, they're not going to count it. They say it went off too late. He must have seen the letting go up on the backboard. Watch this. Look at the backboard. And we can't see it from that side. It's on the other side.
Strong finish, though, from Yi. Although that wasn't really conclusive.
No, we couldn't tell. Not from that one.
So they do end up with a stop in the end. And then a steal by Yi.
Yi says, you're not going to prevent me from getting this. Thompson hustled back. And Yi asks for an unsportsmanlike. Says, call it the same both ways.
Well, you got to admire the hustle there by Thompson. Wasn't afraid to contest the shot from behind.
Thompson was not going to be dunked on, he said. Yi got a handful of jersey there from Thompson.
Nice steal by the big man. And we are slow motioning.
We'll have to remember. So he gets a couple of free throws. See the spider cam coming down right behind Yi. And what might have been a potential Yi's thinking 4 or 5 point trip down the floor now can at best be 1, unless of course he misses and they get the rebound. 11 points on 3 of 7 shooting inside the arc. Oh, he misses both. Incredible. Boy, what a reprieve it was for Cote d'Ivoire with 5 minutes to go. And it's a 9-point game.
They really are within striking distance right now. Yabate's been very quiet since that first quarter. Nice hesitation.
Fofana Baseline gets it to Cote. Oh, he gets rejected by Zhou Qi. Great hustle by China right at the end of the shot clock. Great play by Zhou Rui. Look at this. And this is Zhou Qi with the block. Not for the first time tonight. One of his swats.
So China hasn't been able to put them away, though.
So back over to Yi, rims out. Thompson with the board. The Elephants need a basket in a big way. Fofana turns, throws it into the hands of Zhou, and he's fouled by Thompson.
So that's going to be 4 fouls now on Deon Thompson. And take a look at the replay. Not sure if he made a play on the ball. Went for it. And we'll see if they go to the replay or not. They're discussing it. Deon Thompson and Yi also discussing it. Thompson's been involved in quite a few controversial plays here as of late. And they are going to go to a replay.
Well, that's the right decision, because if you're not sure, go back and look at it. So Zhao thinking that
This one. We are looking for C4. If he is the last defender and main, one more for the main. You want the main? Yes, main and this one. Okay. 2 camera. This one. This one. Yeah, go with the normal speed. Okay. Yeah. Go. 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 Go, 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 go. This one big. I do it.
Technology is a wonderful thing, isn't it, Jeff?
it is, and sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to use it, but
go slow motion.
It's great that we can actually look at what they're looking at and hear him as well.
Go slow motion. Go. Active shooting, Jaja. It is not last defender. It's not C4. We go for the 2 shots for number 24. It is personal foul. Agree? We go.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have reviewed it and decided indeed it was not an unsportsmanlike foul. And you're able to hear why. So here it is again. Watch. Thompson hustles back, goes for the ball.
Yeah, it's kind of like Zhou kind of turned his body into the shoulder of Thompson, so it wasn't unsportsmanlike on Thompson's part necessarily.
But unlike Yi, Zhao goes to the line and makes the first one. Zhao Jiwei. That was his first free throw. He's also got 3 assists. And now the clock is becoming indeed a factor for Cote d'Ivoire. They need points and they need stops. And rebounds. Solo Diabate. And now a push on China.
So free throws to come.
So that foul is on Guo. Watch Guo, number 6. Wow. I mean, we didn't see it there. If he was definitely, well, Fofana misses the first. He was kind of like impeding his progress to the ball.
That's what they call usually a box out. But you know, when you're a small guy trying to put a body on a bigger guy, sometimes you got to be a little bit more excessive with the contact.
Fofana makes just 1 of 2. It's been a memorable encounter here. China certainly had to battle a case of the nerves in the first half. They came out strong in the second, though. That's where you got to give them credit.
Again, they've limited Cote d'Ivoire to just 28% shooting from the field, which is phenomenal defense.
Yi takes it all the way and lays it up and in.
A couple of great pass fakes there. Create a driving lane. Oh, Eddie.
Wow. They're going to count it. Was that a Euro step as well?
It was a...
What a finish. Look at this.
Tried to Euro step, drew the contact, and had the wherewithal, the balance, the concentration to finish. And there again, that beautiful move. No help side defense from Cote d'Ivoire. And this fan, who is draped out in Chinese gear, loving it.
So Eddie with 8 points. Make it 9 and make it a 9-point game for China. And now some full court pressure. Three-point attempt, short. Questionable shot. Guy Eddie. Diabate drives in.
Tall trees in there. Probably would have liked the driving kick there from Diabate. Wanted the foul call.
Yeah, that was definitely not, I don't think, what you wanted, but they're also in a rush for points. Yi, nice. Oh, just took his time.
Yeah, we talked about his patience offensively, and all of a sudden he's got 15 points now. Joining Guo as the leading scorer. 5 of 10 from the field, 8 rebounds.
Cote, this is everything. So Cote d'Ivoire feels like they've kind of run out of ideas a little bit, and they're a little tired, and they're going to call a timeout. And I just wonder, might the coach remind them of the importance of not letting the score get out of hand, figuring the points differential might come into it.
Man to man, okay? And switch. Okay? Switch jamais avec mon, jamais avec solo. Okay? Mais tu mets tout le temps. Tout terrain, pression tout terrain. C'est long encore. C'est long, les gars. Et maintenant, j'autorise. Shoot ouvert, on le prend.
Now you're going to see the assortment of ways that Yi Jianlian has scored here in the second half. And again, he has the height to just be able to face up on defenders. Always gets his shoulder squared to the basket. Never in a rush. Now Yi, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of 9 from the field, 2 at least. Goes 0 for 1 from three-point range.
So Yi rising to the occasion at the right time. Although really it was Cote, I think, that was the player that really turned this for China.
Oh, good deflection. And here's showtime.
The dunk from Mr. Yi. fills this crowd with glee, and now it's back to Cote d'Ivoire if they could have gotten the steal there. Could have been different.
And Thompson somewhat unraveling here in the second half. He's just 3 of 11 from the field. It's his 3rd turnover. Also has those 4 fouls. And again, he was kind of the guy that we thought would establish himself as a go-to player for them. And maybe that will come a little bit later on in the tournament.
Yeah, but you know, also it's the first, I think the first attempt for him at international basketball, which is, you know, there's an adjustment, isn't there?
No, definitely. Different stage, different expectations.
Whoa, gets it despite the hands, and Zhou Qi goes up for the jump. And just like that now, the lead has ballooned to 15 points.
Well, it's like they literally took the opposite advice that you had in terms of, you know, making sure things don't get out of hand. And now, you know, you're minus 15. Obviously, the first game, Venezuela was minus 11. These are all things to keep into consideration as we move forward in the tournament.
Alors, pour les filles, qu'on a dit qu'on fasse sur slide, ok, on va pas sortir, ok, balle, on passe, ok, alors, soyez intelligents, on se remet fort, on va pas lâcher.
Don't give up, don't give up.
Soyez intelligents, on joue jusqu'à la fin pour gagner. Bien sûr, mais avec intelligence. D'accord? Allez, pas 15 points, les gars, allez.
Bamba actually got his hand on that, but wasn't able to catch it. And Zhou was able to grab it and dunk it, much to the delight.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a highlight factory here these last few possessions for China, much to the delight of the fans.
They see Zhou has 12 points, 6 rebounds, and don't forget those important blocks. Had a couple of important block shots.
Yeah, plus 19-point differential for the big man in his 34 minutes. Also has the only 3 for China, and that's something you got to keep an eye on moving forward. Obviously, Cote d'Ivoire hasn't really had a chance to exploit that, but 3-point differential can be a factor in games, especially against teams who like to, you know, use the 3-pointer as a weapon.
Well, Cote d'Ivoire know it's game up right now, and trailing by 15. They don't want it to get completely out of hand, but it has. It's now down to 17. And Cote d'Ivoire going to bring Fofana back in. And
Guo somewhat grimacing. Might have come down a bit awkwardly.
Guo?
Yeah, he's favoring that right knee. I don't know if he hyperextended it, perhaps. He has played 32 minutes. 17 points.
Yeah, it might be an idea to get him out now. Here's Guietti. Thompson. Turns, and ball just doesn't go down for him. But again and again, we have to reiterate how China did such a good job of working for that high percentage shot. Much tougher shots being taken by this Cote d'Ivoire team in the second half. Look at that. Even that's in the paint, and he's making it with a hand in his face.
Yeah, he is a dangerous player around that block. Really, he can catch it. Right block, left block, free throw line, elbow. So dangerous with the ball. You see here the foul. It's going to put Landry on the free throw line. Give him a chance to be the only player for Cote d'Ivoire to score double figures. Meanwhile, Guo getting a nice ovation from the fans as he checks out. And he'll be looked at by the trainer. Though he has to collect his Player of the Game trophy after, so I hope he's okay.
Guietti is probably going to tell the guys we're going to have to put this one behind us and come out ready to play against Venezuela, or we won't be moving on. And they could still lose another one, I think, and still have a chance of moving on, depending on other results. But I think it's highly unlikely. So China are just seconds away here from claiming their first victory, and as the host of the FIBA Basketball World Cup, pass down low to Zhai, no good. Thompson gets it, and now Solo Diabate passes it up to Fofana. Puts it up from 3 and hits it. That was the 3 that he didn't want to take earlier in the game. He does hit it, and he gets it back to a 15-point defeat. I believe that was a 3. So China overcome a case of the nerves, perhaps a little bit, and with the halftime talk from the coach, came out strong in the third quarter and pulled away for a 70-55 win over Cote d'Ivoire.
So big win for China, able to get that monkey off their backs of obviously not getting a win over in Rio. And you see there the statistics, points in the paint, 11 of 40 from two-point land for Cote d'Ivoire, 28 of 45 inside of the arc.
If you're going to pick at anything for China, you want to talk about they do need to do better at the line.
But those points in the paint, that is an unbelievable differential. And Cote d'Ivoire didn't help themselves with 21 turnovers either.
So you got to credit that Chinese defense.
So Yi ends up as the leading scorer. Guo right behind him with 17. Meanwhile, Guy Landrieti, the captain, 10 points for la Cote d'Ivoire.
There's Yao Ming, so he'll be happy. And Charles Abo kind of left the game early, didn't he?
Yeah, just 1 of 6 from the field for Abuo. 6 points.
I mean, where do you go from here? You know, I guess it's more of the same for Cote d'Ivoire. You just have got to put it behind you, forget about it quickly, and start turning your attention towards Venezuela.
And again, they were just 18 of 63 from the field, so you would hope that they wouldn't shoot as poorly next time out.
But I think they've got to work on getting better shots, and they probably will get better shots. I think they really struggled to operate inside against this tall Chinese front line.
Yeah, so every single one of China's field goals in the second half came from inside the paint, which is going to be both a great sign and a bit of a troubling sign. Because you want to have kind of that inside-out balance, but hey, if you can punish them inside, you stick to what works.
Well, it is one day is in the books, and one day it's 1 win for Poland and 1 win for China. And I guess China, the encouraging thing for them is that first and foremost, Guo really stood up. We expected more from Abdul Salam.
Yeah, didn't even get into the game in the second half. Only played 2 minutes.
But I think that experience of Guo really came to the floor, on the floor, when he really took it upon himself in that second quarter to really drive China forward and just said, listen, you know, I know, you know, we're playing nervous. I need to go hard to the basket and get some shots. And then the second half, just a different China emerged. They came out, total commitment.
Yeah, and
honestly, get the ball inside.
You know, Yi probably owes a little bit of his second half breakout performance to Guo, because defensively for Cote d'Ivoire, your focus was probably to limit the inside touches. They came out in the first half. They made it hard for Yi. They made it hard for Zhou Qi. And all of a sudden, Guo was like, well, I guess that's a chance for me to have to step up. And once he did that, the focus defensively had to shift a little bit to him, which opened up the floor for Yi around the middle.
Yep, that's a good analysis.
Thank you. That's the only reason I'm here.
I was about to say, you've earned your money for the night. So a lot of interesting results throughout the day, including here. But I think these, you know, coming in, I think we would have expected perhaps these results. Both Cote d'Ivoire and Venezuela had some really good moments tonight. And Cote d'Ivoire might be thinking we let one an opportunity to escape us tonight because they were up by 6 points in the first half. But it'll be interesting to hear what they have to say in the press conference. So here in the Wilkinson Arena, again, we'll look back at the standings, and here they are. It's China and Poland up at the top, each with 2 points, getting the extra point for the win, and then the 1 point for the participation. You can see for Venezuela and Cote d'Ivoire. Poland winning 80-69 over Venezuela, and Cote d'Ivoire falling 70-55 to China. So, for Josh Davis, I'm Jeff Taylor signing off from Beijing, and more World Cup action coming your way tomorrow. Thanks for watching.